Good day guys, trust you all are doing all correct. Right now I want to show you how to create this large training flyer with the help of your Pixellab application just by using your Android smartphone. This is Don's Graphics, and if you are joining us for the first time, please kindly subscribe. Now without wasting much of your time, let's get started. Now let's just begin the design proper with the default. Okay, good. So now we go to our three dots right here to go to image size and just use, we want to work with an A4 paper size. An A4 paper size will be 3 by 4. Okay, so we can have this. Now delete this text, we don't actually need that. So you want to go now to your background color, and now we're going to change background color. So on Pixellab we're going to use this color. Okay, I will show you the color code should in case you want to replicate the same design. So the color code is 4D191B. okay, that's the color code for this. Now after doing this, go straight away to import the image of the model that we will be using. So here I remove the background of this image using a photo room. Okay, so as you follow the tutorial, please kindly subscribe to the channel. Now look at what we're going to do. We're going to rotate, swap the positioning of this. Okay, so we can have something like this. So we click it here to have this, and right now we're going to click here on the check mark to proceed. So we're going to size this up and somehow just position it neatly on this section. Okay, so just shift it to this section of your design. Let's increase it a bit, and you can position it here. All right, and go to layer and lock this up. So after locking this up, the next thing we're going to do is to go to shapes, select a square kind of shape, but then change it to a rectangle. As you can see, just expand it, and now let's give this a different touch of color. So we're going to give it this other color. I'm going to show you the color code still, and the color code for this is F1CDCD. So that's the color code, F1CDCD. all right, very simple for you to get that. So after positioning it here, just make sure it's right up to this point of our design. Then you want to go to layer and you lock this up. Now go to a shape, select a circle. Okay, as you can see, then give it the same color as this. All right, now what we're going to do is to copy this circle, make a copy. Then we have this. Now let's change the color of this into white, and just position it this way. After positioning it here, go to layer and select the two circles, then you match them up. Please kindly subscribe to the channel and turn on notification to receive updates whenever we drop new videos. Thank you so much, and God bless you for doing that. Now go to erase color. That's where we're going to do away with that. Okay, so we wanted to create this moon-like shape, and I guess you've seen that it's very simple to create that effect. So we're going to position this here. We just want it to curve inwards on this section. Now look at what we're going to do. We're going to rotate this. Okay, just rotate this. Let's rotate it this way. Okay, let's increase it in size further, and okay, let's do the rotation now. All right, so do the rotation to make sure that it fits well. Let's increase this again, guys. We just want a curve here. Okay, perfect. So this is nice. It's okay with this. So we can now go to layer and just lock this up. So we have successfully achieved this. What next we're going to do is to go to text and begin to write. So this training on the large training is brought to you by Glamour Empire. So that's why I'm going to write Glamour Empire. Then I go to my font area. I want to use a font called the Made Sunflower for personal use. So you can download Made Sunflower font on the font. Now what we're going to do is to break this into 2 lines. All right, then we increase this in size and go to your text alignment and use a middle alignment option, which is this. Then come back to line spacing and reduce the line spacing in between the text so we can have this. You can now use your position button to align it neatly on this section of the flyer. Now go to shapes, select a simple square shape. So this is a very straightforward design and no complications at all. So we're going to select this kind of shape just to differentiate that. And what we're going to write now is lash training. So we're going to write lash training 1.0. So this is actually the first edition. This kind of flyers they come up from clients, all right, who want to conduct their training sessions. And the font we are using here is called the Calling Monday font. I love the name though. So what we're going to do is to increase it in size and position it this way. Now you want to change the color of this into this, then go to your styles and give it an italic look. So make it italics and click on your check mark, then you are good to go. After achieving this, you want to step it up, and that's just okay. Now go back to shapes. Right, we're going to select a shape. So as you select a shape, just increase the radius of the shape and make it look this way. Bring it here, and what we're going to do is to reduce this. Okay, just make it this way. Let's reduce it a little further. Okay, so we can increase the radius to about 20. It's okay, and you can use position to shift it this way. All right, now what we're going to do is to change the color of this. Okay, into, let's change the color to this. Then as you change the color, go to shapes, select a simple square shape, and just create a tiny line this way, and rotate this line, increase it a bit if you want. Let's rotate it further, position it just like so. Then what we are going to do right now is to change the color of this. So let's reduce it a bit. Let's change the color now into the darker version of this color. Now you can see what it looks like, but then we're going to click back on it and reduce the opacity. All right, neatly reduce the opacity to about 40%, and that's just okay for that. Now what we're going to do is to select the 2 shapes, and using position button we can bring it to this other section of the design. After achieving this, go back to your font area, and we're going to write 30k. So that's the fee, the charge, 30k. All right, so let's click on this shape and do some adjustments still, guys. Let's reduce the radius to just about 15 and see how it looks. All right, I think that's fine. Okay, now let's bring this here, and we're going to change the color into this. Then go to your font area, and the font we are using here is called let's check for Nexa bold, so that it can be bold enough. Okay, then increase this in size to make it very much visible. Okay, so we have this. Now let's reduce the opacity of that tiny shape again. It's too obvious there, we don't like that. Right, so I think this is fine. Now copy this text and write early birds. Now let's make this in caps, but then we are going to reduce it in size. All right, we're going to reduce it in size, then we position it just directly below the 30k. Okay, let's shift this up a bit, and I think that's fine. So now what we're going to do is to go to layer Select these two shapes and mesh them all together. Okay, so we can have the same shape. Okay, then look at what we're going to do now. Send it to back so that it can fall to the back of the text right up. Then make a copy of it. We have two copies now, and we're just going to position this here. So now we're going to put the regular price here. Right, 30k is for those who want to register early. So right now we're going to copy this text, double tap to write 50k. So if you delay to register, you will have to pay 50k instead of 30. All right, so let's align it properly. It has to follow the alignment of the first one. Now make a copy of this, double tap to write main price. I hope you have already subscribed to the channel. If not, then what are you really waiting for? Do well to subscribe, because when you do, you actually understand our tutorials the more, and you'll also be able to receive other tutorials that we send to you on this channel regularly. All right, so after achieving all of this, we're going to make a copy of this text, and right now we are going to edit it into what's involved. All right, so what's involved? Let's make this to be bold, all in caps, and right now we're going to change the color into this. All right, let's just change the color into this. Okay, so after changing the color into that, just give it a little touch of spacing. Let's space this out by up to 10. Then you can use your position to align it properly. So what's involved? Now we're going to go to new text and write what those who pay for this class will be expected to learn. So we have classy, we have hybrid, we have wispy, and of course volume. These are large formation formulas. So these are some of the things to expect in this training that is coming up. Now if you don't have these special square signs that I've used in there at the beginning of each of those main activities, you can use a square shape to achieve that. All right, just that the square shape can take a lot of time. Now we're going to go to our fonts. I'm going to be patronizing Roxford Sans Light, so I'm using the font called Roxford Sans Light. Right, we have it here, Roxford Sans. Okay, so let's reduce the size further and just break this into two beautiful lines. Then you can now position it here. So do well that it's properly aligned. Okay, now after achieving all of this, the next thing we're going to do is to bring in this awesome shape, or this awesome image here, which we shall be using. Then I'm going to reduce the size of this, and then neatly we can position this here, just like so. So after positioning it at this point, we're going to go to main price, copy it. All right, so we're going to copy that font just to maintain the same kind of font, and we write 3 days every week. Okay, so that's fair enough. We can break it into 3 good lines, then go to your spacing, okay, to alignment, sorry, and use a middle alignment, and you can now bring it here. So let's see that 3 days every week, 3 days every week. Okay, let's check it out. I think it's cool. So you can go to bold and try to see if we can bold this text. All right, let's reduce the shape a bit. Let's edit this out to 3 days a week. Okay, but then your client will always provide you with these vital informations. Okay, there are no need to panic. So we have 3 days a week. So the training will be holding every 3 days for every week. Now after putting all of this in place, go to shape and select this square shape. Just reduce the opacity completely, but then we're going to give it a stroke. We're using a stroke width of about 5, and make a rectangle, just kind of a rectangle here, and position it here just like so. But then we're going to change the color into this, so we're using the same color like this, and yeah, good to go. Now the next thing we're going to do here, all right, let's edit this out, make it a little bit bigger. Okay, good. Now we're going to copy this text once again. All right, let's just copy this and write what you will learn. So what you will learn. So what are they expected to learn during this training? Please kindly subscribe to the channel for yet more other amazing tutorials. Thank you so much. So here you can actually choose the color you want, but I prefer to use a little touch of black here, and I'm going to reduce the size of this. Let's step the size to about 30. Okay, then you can now use position to align the right top just above on the middle of that shape. Now copy this, because we want to maintain the same kind of font, and we're going to copy this and write what is expected to be taught. Then we have lash theory. Step down to the next line, we have proper isolation. Then we have lash mapping. Okay, let's leave that for that. Then we can change the color to this. Okay, and reduce the size. And after reducing the size, you can go to your style and bold this text up. So we can bold it using this letter B. Now you're going to make a copy of this text to write the other essential stuffs which will be taught during this program. So we have lash removal, then we have retention knowledge, and of course building clientele. So amongst other things, the program or the intensive 3 days per week lash training 101 course will be focused on these amazing things. And once you check everything is okay, you want to continue by going to shape, selecting this new square shape, making it a tiny rectangle, but increasing the radius to about 20%. Then you want to bring this here, and after bringing it here, go to color and give it this dark color, this dark version. Step it up a bit. Then what we're going to do is to copy this and write certification of completion. So this is very important for the program. What we're going to do right now is to change the color into this. So I believe you can see what we're doing here exactly. We're investing the color. Where you have a darker color, you use a lighter color to write, and where you have a lighter color, you use a darker color to write. So that's just the basics of color in as far as graphics design is concerned. Now we can break this into 2 lines and to make it fit properly on that shape. Now after achieving all of this, go back to your import button. So it's now time for us to bring in the contact details, and we're first of all going to bring in the core icon. I'm going to go to my folders where I have some of those icons, and I want to bring in the WhatsApp handle. First of all, I have the WhatsApp icon here. Don't panic that we are not removing the background. It's very easy to do that on Pixellab. Just go to erase color and then increase the tolerance of this, but then come back to your color and change the color into this darker version. Then you can now reduce the size, position it neatly below here, reduce the size to about 5 or thereabout, then use your position button now to align it neatly on this section of our design. Now copy this text and write the telephone or WhatsApp contact. So on WhatsApp you can contact them at the Glamour Empire on 089 5420 91760. Then we can bring this contact here, and what we're going to do is to increase the size of the contact to about 25. Leave it like that. Go back and import their Facebook and Instagram handle. So I'm going to go back now to my download folders where I have those icons, and right here I have Facebook and Instagram. So I'm just going to neatly crop out Facebook and Instagram icon. Repeat the same procedure of removing the color on Pixellab by going to your erase color. Please subscribe to the channel, turn on notification to receive more other amazing tutorials from us. Thank you so much. So we're going to change the color of this into the same darker version. Since we are going to position it on this light surface, it's important to use a darker version of color or darker shade of color on that icon. So I'm going to bring it down right here, and as you bring it, reducing the size, check to make sure that the size matches the size of the first icon that we brought for the sake of harmony in the elements. So we are going to position this here neatly, and after positioning it this way, go to this text, copy it and write. So on Facebook and Instagram you can get them on the Glamour _ okay, so we have Glamour Empire. Okay, Glamour Empire _ NG. Now bring it here neatly and position it just directly in front of those icons. While you position it, make sure that it's aligning perfectly, and once you check everything is well in place, you want to go back now to your layer button, select all the icon and the contact detail information starting from here, here, here and here. Then you want to click here on this editing button to use lazy position now to align it to the middle. So we did an error, we can undo that. So we can undo that to achieve the same result. Go back to your layer panel and select all the contact details, which are these ones. Then you click on this icon, use lazy position now to make sure it falls to the middle of your design, and boom, that's just how this design is now done. You can now save your work as PNG for better results. And that's how we achieved this Glamour Empire Live Training 1.0 using Pixellab on our Android smartphone. I believe this tutorial was helpful. I'll be happy reading through your comments, especially if you have any worries. Do well to share the video and subscribe to the channel for yet more other amazing tutorials. God bless you. Thank you so much for watching. We love you.
Dancing on the moon.